Hello everybody, Sticks here at the Token Minorities bringing you another deck on Pokemon TCGO, and today I am bringing you a deck that won the state championships. I don't remember exactly what state it was in, but it was piloted by Azul, Garcia, Griego. I believe that was his name. I apologize if I got it wrong. And before I get into this deck, just a quick reminder that if you like this video or found it helpful, please leave a like, drop a comment, and maybe subscribe. It helps us a lot and lets us do more for you guys. And also, before I get into the video, two quick announcements. First thing is I am super excited, and I hope you are too, about Fates Collide, which comes out tomorrow. I already have a couple decks ready to go. I just need the cards from the new set, so I'm super excited to bring you guys content from that set. And also, in case you haven't noticed, my mic quality is a lot higher. That's because I finally switched to the land of the Snowball. That doesn't really sound right, but anyway, I have a new blue Snowball mic, which I'm super excited for, and really pumped that you guys will be able to hear my lovely voice a lot more clearly. That was a joke, but anyway, on to the deck. Like I said, piloted by Azul, Garcia, Griego, and it really, it's kind of your typical Yveltal deck, but it is a lot more heavily centered around Zoroark with Mind Jack. Zoroark is a phenomenal attacker in itself, but usually when you see Yveltal, you usually see Yveltal, Zoroark, and then like Gallade or something like that. This deck completely forgoes the fighting type and just focuses more on Zoroark and the Zoroark Break, which is an incredibly powerful card. With one Darkness Energy, you can use an attack of your opponent's. That's great. That means you can use a Grenade Hammer for a single Darkness Energy or a Quaking Punch for a single Darkness Energy. The possibilities are actually almost limitless. It's only limited to the number of Pokemon attacks in the entire game, so very powerful, and also helps with the Manectric matchup where normally Yveltals would just not fare very well. But anyway, let's just jump right into the Pokemon to Shaman, because that's Shaman, and that is Shaman, and that's Shaman. There's really, it's Shaman, and it is Shaman, and you will always be running Shaman. 3 of the baby Yveltal with the Oblivion Wing. I unfortunately don't have the Generations one. I think that is very cool, but I'm a poor college student. I don't have the money to go out and buy a ton of Generations packs, so I'm just sticking with the regular art, which I still think is very cool and gets the job done just as well. We are also running one Fright Knight Yveltal from that's Breakpoint, with the Fright Knight ability. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon tool card in play has no effect. That is amazing for Spirit Links and stuff like that, especially with Pitch Black Spear for a single Darkness and a DCE. You do 60 and 60 to one of your opponent's benched EX Pokemon, which basically can knock out a Shaman in 2 hits and just spreads damage around. So this guy is great for EX heavy matchups. We're also running one Yveltal EX. If you are running any Darkness Energy in a deck at all, you want to run an Yveltal EX. It's just that powerful of a card. Why Cyclone moves energy around, Evil Ball can hit for insane amounts of damage. Yveltal is just phenomenal, and there is no reason not to use it. And then we are running a 4-4-2 line of Zorua, Zoroark, and Zoroark Break. As you can see, we are running 2 different Zorua. That is because Azul ran both of them, and each of them have their own little niche. This Zorua can disrupt your opponent by discarding or shuffling a card back into their deck, and this Zorua can make your opponent's active Pokemon go to sleep. So they both have their perks. Both of them unfortunately have, let's see if I can get it up, yes, both of them unfortunately have a single retreat cost, so there's really no benefit of one over the other. It's just a matter of preference. And then 4 of the Zoroark with stand-in and Mind Jack. Zoroark is a great Pokemon. I wish it had a little more health. That would make it so much better, but nonetheless, it is still phenomenal because, in this deck, normally you run a Floatstone on Zoroark. You can get away with running a Muscle Band because you'll probably have 1 or 2 more Zoroark on the bench, and you can have one that is an actual attacker. And then, like I said, the Zoroark Break with 140 HP makes Zoroark bulkier and gives it Foul Play, which is just great. On to the cards in this deck. We are running 1 Battle Compressor. Let's see if I can pull it up. That is a Shaman. That's still a Shaman. TCGO still hasn't figured out. There we go. That's a Battle Compressor. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and discard them. This metagame is all about speed and milling through the cards that you don't want in your deck. Battle Compressor is great for that, getting some Darkness Energy and a supporter in the discard pile if you want, or just basically milling through cards that you don't want to have in your deck at any point. One Super Rod to get some stuff back. I mean, this deck is a lot about discarding the Darkness energy. So, I mean, there's a lot of discard cards, and sometimes you'll end up discarding like a Zoroark or something that you want to get back in your deck. So, Super Rod is great for that, and this card is incredible. This is the first time I've used it, not Yveltal. The Target Whistle. Oh man, this deck is this card is so good in this deck and is seeing a lot more use, and I think a bunch of other decks in Night March included. But put a basic Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile onto his or her bench. That is amazing and has incredible synergy with Mind Jack from Zoroark, because basically playing down Target Whistle just increases your damage by 30. And I mean, put another Shaman on the bench, Lysander it up, knock it out with a Zoroark, and that just turns into 2 prizes just through one card. And I mean, I cannot say how much I love the synergy between Target Whistle and Zoroark in this deck. It is great, it is amazing, and yeah. Anyway, we are also running 4 of the Trainer's Mail to search out more cards, 4 Ultra Ball to, I mean, get everything out, 4 VS Seeker to reuse our supporters, 1 Giovanni Scheme just for some more damage, and I mean, a last-ditch draw supporter, but you really just want to use it for an extra 20 damage if you need it, because Zoroark does cap out in a non-Skyfield scenario. Mind Jack caps out at 160, so if you don't have a Muscle Band, you can just play a Giovanni Scheme, get that extra 20 damage, and knock your opponent out. 1 Hex Maniac, just in case, I mean, you run into a deck where you want to shut down abilities. 1 Judge for disruption and draw support. 2 Lysander, because, I mean, Lysander is phenomenal. 4 Sycamore just to completely get a new hand. Sycamore is especially good in this deck because so much of your strategy revolves around discarding cards. 1 Xerosic for getting rid of like a item lock or something like that from an opponent, like Seismitoad, I don't know, something to that effect. 2 Reverse Valley for the extra 10 damage. I mean, this deck really relies on just getting one-hit knockouts and really just pressuring your opponent. So Reverse Valley plus Muscle Band plus like Giovanni Scheme can add up to 50 damage in 1 turn, and that can really turn the table of a match. We're also running 2 Floatstone because, I mean, you're running Zoroark, might as well run Floatstone for the free treat, for like the stand-in and retreat. 3 Muscle Band, which goes on actually everything. I mean, Zoroark can run it, Zoroark Break, I mean, well, by extension, Zoroark Break can. Yveltal is great because then it can't be like head-ringered or anything like that, and either Yveltal can run it too, so Muscle Band just goes great on anything in this deck. 4 DCE, because I mean, Yveltal runs on DCE, but this baby Yveltal runs on DCE, so does Zoroark. Great card for this deck, so you want to run the absolute max number. And then we also have 6 Darkness Energy, just, I mean, everything runs on Darkness Energy, and Yveltal can accelerate them from the discard pile onto your Pokemon, so that's why we are running a decent amount of them. But anyway, I am done rambling, and let's just go ahead and see this deck in action. Alrighty, we have found one against a Master V2, and looks like we have the advantage, but TCGO is not loading this guy, so I mean, it looks like we are going to be stalling for a little bit, not intentionally, but we are just sitting there, and I'm not exactly sure what a pure Psychic and Electric deck would do. Normally when you see these two in combination, you think either Night March or Manectric Bats, not Electric Bats. I mean, technically you have an Electric type in Bats, but you don't have an Electric Bat. I don't think Pokemon has come up with that combination yet. That would be kind of cool to see for Mega Crobat. I mean, it would make absolutely 0 sense, but I mean, still be kind of cool. We do lose the coin flip, meaning that we will, in all likelihood, go second, and this deck actually does not mind it as long as you have like an Yveltal to start off with. I mean, we do start with a Zorua. It's a bit unfortunate, but I mean, it's not the absolute end of the world, as I do have a Trainer's Mail, a couple Muscle Bands, so we will see what all we can get. And it's Night March without any Shamans? That's Night March with no Shaman and no Shaman, no Milotic, no Tech, just straight Night March? That is really, really weird. Because, I mean, Night March, you really have to go for, like, as explosive of a start as you can get. And Shaman really, really helps with that. So I'm not sure how I feel about Shamanless Night March. And, I mean, my opponent is just going to go straight for a Joltik. So, I mean, it's all on them. That's what they want to do. That's their prerogative. I'm not really going to... I guess I can't really say anything, and it looks like my opponent didn't have much to start with, as he just has to attach to the Pumpkaboo and go from there. I am going to go ahead and Trainer's Mail, hopefully get something. I do get a Sycamore. Do I want to grab that or the Floatstone? Darn it. I want the Sycamore. I want the Sycamore. I just want the guaranteed everything. Let's go ahead and play the Reverse Valley, and then go ahead and Sycamore to get 7 cards. I mean, I really wanted to, and oh, we even get the Floatstone. That's unfortunate. But what I can do is just go ahead and play the energy onto, I think, probably this Zorua, and then play the Shaman down. Yes, we would like to draw a couple more cards. I mean, if we can, I would very much like to draw a couple more cards. Let's grab a Trainer's Mail, grab an Ultra Ball. I think I'm going to go ahead and Ultra Ball away the Sycamore and the Zero Sick to grab another Zorua, and then slap the Floatstone onto that guy next turn. And you know what? This turn, because we're not doing anything, let's just go for a Moonlight Madness, or Moonless Madness, not Moonlight Madness, Moonless Madness. So I mean, it really doesn't matter that much if this Zorua goes down. We will be able to Oko the Pumpkaboo next turn with the Yveltal. I mean, at least I'm assuming we will be able to, because we'll be able to Sycamore for 7 cards. So that's what I'm hoping. My opponent will be able to Night March this turn. Not sure if he's gonna be able to, based on the fact that he has no Night March Pokemon in his discard pile. So we're still in a very good position, even though, I mean, we are against Night March. But I mean, this deck, I actually like its matchup against Night March, really. And my opponent does get heads, but it doesn't matter, because Zorua does resist. Let's just go ahead and play this down, play the Floatstone there, go for the VS Seeker, grab a Sycamore just to show our opponent, hey, you have nothing. And did my opponent have, oh, he only had 2 VS Seekers, never mind. But what I can do actually is go for this onto the Yveltal, retreat into my Yveltal, go for a Battle Compressor, probably get rid of something else that I don't want. I'm not sure what else I don't necessarily want. I might just get rid of 1 energy. And yep, I think that will be it. Just 1 energy, because then I can Oblivion Wing, go ahead and set up another Yveltal for next turn in case, for whatever reason, this Yveltal goes down. And we are in an excellent, excellent position. Even get a Zoroark to be able to stand in. And okay, we are in such a great position. I don't think there is, unless my opponent like just gets a ridiculous Night March setup. And okay, my opponent does get a Teammates. I don't think it will necessarily matter. My opponent might grab, if my opponent grabs a Battle Compressor plus a DCE, he will be able to knock out this Yveltal. But I have an Yveltal powered up in the back, ready to go, so I don't think that that will even help him at all. Either way, we're just in such a good position. Well, there's the Battle Compressor. I called part of it, at least. And maybe the DCE, but, I mean, Yveltal will be able to come back, knock out the Joltik next turn with an Oblivion Wing, power up like a Zoroark in the background, and this matchup is very much a 1-for-1, like each of you just takes a prize every single turn almost, and really this deck's, I guess this deck's advantage is being able to just, I mean, knock out your opponent and accelerate energy onto your bench to ensure that you have an attacker every single turn. Night March, you rely on the 4 DCEs, and if you're in a situation where your opponent does not have any, if your opponent doesn't have any, I guess, EXs to knock out, then you're scrambling to try to get more of your Pokemon out, or find ways to get the DCE back, whether that's with Milotic or something else. It really doesn't matter that much. I mean, Milotic or Puzzle of Time, so you're kind of scrambling to get those DCEs back, while in this deck you can just keep powering up with Oblivion Wing while being able to take one-hit knockouts on your opponent's Pokemon. So, I mean, this deck is just very much, I don't think it necessarily has a bad matchup. I mean, the worst matchup I would have to say would be against probably Manectric. I mean, that's just kind of a thing in general. What I can actually do is Target Whistle, get a Pumpkaboo back onto my opponent's bench. Just, I mean, it gives him another Night Marcher, but it also decreases Night March's power. Let's go ahead and Super Rod, get back a Zoroark Break, Yveltal, and 1 Darkness Energy. And then let's go ahead and knock out this guy. with Oblivion Wing, go ahead and put one single Darkness Energy on this Zoroark just to be able to use Foul Play if we need to. I would have put it on the other, but I mean, I have two DCEs in my hand that I can just slap onto this Zoroark. So I have plenty of attackers powered up in the back. My opponent really doesn't have anything going. I mean, he has to go for like a teammates or something like that, and because he doesn't have a Joltik right now, I'm in an even better position. And okay, my opponent must have gotten an unknown off the prizes and then an unknown off of his top deck. So I think there's very little my opponent can necessarily draw that would get him back into this match. I mean, despite everything though, he is still only down one prize. So I mean, that's something for my opponent, I guess, to hang their hat on. But I already have a Zoroark powered up in the background. I have another Zoroark with a DCE in my hand that I can just slap it on. And okay, my opponent will be able to Night March this turn, will not be able to knock me out unless he has a way to get... Oh, I guess he's going for a teammate, so he will be able to knock out my Yveltal this turn. And this match is actually turning into a little bit closer than I would have thought. I guess my opponent just didn't have the teammates, or he only had teammates to start with and didn't have any real draw supporters. So my opponent has to go on a turn-by-turn basis of getting Pokemon into the discard pile. I mean, I'm assuming that's what my opponent grabbed. I could be wrong, but I mean, it's Night March. You want to battle compress to get as many Pokemon in the discard pile as possible. So I don't understand why you wouldn't, but what I do think I will have to look for this next turn is try to get another baby Yveltal out. I did put one back in my deck, and baby Yveltal is the best card for this matchup because it one-shots, like I said, it one-shots the Night Marchers while getting energy into your onto your field. So I mean, that's a card that you really, really, really want to have in this matchup. But what I am going to do, check out my cards in my discard pile. Nothing particularly helpful. If I had, I don't even know what I was looking for. I was like, well, I might have a teammates or something, but I know I don't have a teammates because you'd have to run teammates in order to have it. And okay, we do get another Zorua. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. Go for an Ultra Ball, get rid of a Darkness and the Yveltal EX. I don't want to see that in this matchup. Go for a baby Yveltal to be able to power up stuff in the background. Let's go ahead and retreat into this Zoroark. I want to keep the one with the Float Stone on it just because. And then let's go for the Mind Jack for 140 damage, even though there is only a single benched Pokemon. And great, that is phenomenal. We even get another baby Yveltal off of our prizes. So I think we are ahead enough in the prize count to where my opponent has to do some crazy Lysander shenanigans in order to be able to come back from this. I was even able to get rid of their Dimension Valley, making it that much more difficult for their Pumpkaboo to attack in. My opponent did what I think is the right thing. He ended up teammatesing. Well, teammatesing, is that the proper term? He ended up going for teammates in order to get a Sycamore and a Battle Compressor, which is definitely the right choice in this scenario. So he would be able to attack, but he'd also be able to go for some, I guess, get a 100% draw support next turn. And not sure why he runs Unknown in this deck as opposed to Shaman. I mean, it could definitely be a budget version of Night March if you don't have the Shamans. That could very well be the case. But otherwise, I think you would always want to run the Shaman just because you would guaranteed be able to draw some more cards, and I don't know. Unknown is just a little too risky for me. I mean, my opponent has more than enough Night Marchers in his discard pile at this point to knock me out, and I think he's just fishing for a DCE. That's why I like this matchup so much with what I have, because my opponent has 3 DCE in the discard pile right now, so he has to be searching for a DCE. Because, I mean, he needs it to attack, and there is his last DCE, so once we knock this Pumpkaboo out, we will be able to just, I mean, knock out everything. I mean, our opponent will not be able to attack, meaning that we will be able to just, I mean, kind of steamroll him. He needs 2 puzzles of time in order to be able to get DCEs back, which I don't think he necessarily has at this point. How many DCEs or puzzle time? Only one, so he has definitely the opportunity, and excuse me for 1 second. Alrighty, we are back. Sorry about that, but I mean, I win right here. I just straight up win because I have a energy that I throw into the Yveltal, play another baby Yveltal down just in case my math is weird for some reason, and then go for an Oblivion Wing to win the game, knock out the Pumpkaboo, put another energy for 0 reason onto my other baby Yveltal in case he had an imaginary Night Marcher that we did not see. And yeah, this deck is really, really amazing. It is fast, it hits hard, it actually, putting in Tech Zoroark is a great way to deal with some of the matchups that don't necessarily help. Like, I know that this deck is unable to OHKO like Mega Manectric and Manectric EX, but Zoroark is great in its own right because it cannot be knocked out. Well, Zoroark Break cannot be knocked out by Mega Manectric or regular Manectric, so it will be able to get in a couple hits that are necessary to deal with that matchup. So I really do like this take on Yveltal Zoroark. I mean, it's not really Yveltal Zoroark Gallade because there's no Gallade, but this matchup is definitely a really, really cool deck to use, and I really hope you guys try it out. It's very fun, very consistent, and hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.